So this is my book. It's called Baker Betty's Better Baking Book. Yes, I know that's a tongue twister. And the subtitle is Classic Baking Techniques and Recipes for Building Baking Confidence. But let me show you kind of how the book is laid out. The first section of the book is kind of like everything you need to know before you start baking. Even if you're an experienced baker, I think you will find a lot of really useful information in this book. And I do say that I think this is the kind of book that you actually do want to read from start to finish. It's a very quick read. A lot of people have told me they've done it in 1 or 2 days. Chapter 1 is all about ingredients and how they function. So we go through varieties of flour, we go through different types of fat, we go through sugars, we go through leaveners and the different types of leavening that you're going to encounter when you're baking, like chemical leavening, physical leavening, biological leavening, all of that different stuff. In this first section, we also go through all the different common baking terminology, what things mean, when it's used, why it's important. And then this section is finished up with my essential rules of baking. We talk about measuring properly, whether you're using weight measurements, which is what I suggest, or using volume measurements, which all in recipes do include both weight and volume measurements. And kind of just, my rules of getting yourself set up for baking well. If you know, you know. Now, the second part of the book, which is really the main part of the book, is mixing methods and master recipes. So you are going to find recipes in this, but it's laid out a little differently than a traditional cookbook. So each chapter is going to cover a major category of baking, and it is going to give you the mixing methods that are utilized in that category of baking, as well as the master recipes that utilize that mixing method. So for instance, this is the quick bread chapter, and the first mixing method we cover is the muffin mixing method. This mixing method is used to make quick batter breads, things like obviously muffins, things like banana bread, cornbread, any kind of batter bread situation. I give you step-by-step pictures for every single mixing method, as well as written out instructions for each step to perfectly execute it. And then after the mixing method, you will find recipes that utilize that mixing method. So this is my sweet batter bread master recipe, which I use to make all of my muffins or any of my sweet batter loaf bread. And the recipe in this state is just a plain batter. But then after you get through that, you have these flavor charts. So you can customize the batter to give you endless variations. You can add, extracts, spices, mix-ins, toppings. And this is not an exhaustive list. This is just some ideas, and I give you ingredient amounts that I suggest for this recipe. I also give you some flavor variations that are my favorite. So every recipe in the book is like this. For instance, this is my shortbread master recipe, and I show you how you can use it for classic shortbread cookies, or as a shortbread crust, or as shortbread crumb bars, or as thumbprint cookies. I like to say that this book is not about giving you what to bake, but it's showing you how to bake and how to kind of see baking as this big picture that is just a bunch of master recipes that are combined in different ways to create endless baked goods. Probably my favorite recipe in the book is the no knead lean dough master recipe. It's so easy to make, and with this recipe you can use it to make a crusty artisan style loaf. You can also use it to make focaccia, and you can use it to make pizza, and honestly so many different things. Also, I did do all of the photography in the book, and I think this is my favorite picture.